During his presidency, Donald Trump achieved several notable accomplishments that impacted the United States and its global standing. Here are some key highlights. Economic growth. Trump oversaw a period of strong economic growth, with the U.S. experiencing a record-long expansion. He signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in 2017, which lowered corporate and individual taxes, leading to increased business investment and job creation. Deregulation. Trump made efforts to reduce regulations on businesses, particularly in the energy and financial sectors. He signed several executive orders aimed at reducing red tape and promoting American energy dominance. Trade deals. Trump renegotiated several major trade agreements, including the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement and the United States-Japan Trade Agreement. He also imposed tariffs on imports from countries like China and Mexico to promote fair trade and protect American industries. Border security. Trump secured funding for a border wall and implemented policies to strengthen border security, including the travel ban targeting countries with heightened terrorism concerns. Military and veterans. Trump increased military spending, modernized the U.S. nuclear arsenal, and signed the VA Mission Act to improve veteran health care and benefits. Criminal justice reform. Trump signed the First Step Act, a bipartisan bill aimed at reducing sentences for nonviolent drug offenders and providing more resources for rehabilitation. Supreme Court appointments. Trump appointed two conservative justices, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, to the Supreme Court, solidifying a rightward lean on the court. Withdrawal from international agreements. Trump fulfilled his campaign promises by withdrawing the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accord and the Iran nuclear deal, as well as reducing U.S. involvement in global institutions like the United Nations. Healthcare. Trump signed the Affordable Care Act's individual mandate, giving Americans more flexibility in their healthcare choices. He also expanded access to association health plans and short-term insurance options. Education. Trump prioritized school choice and signed the Every Student Succeeds Act, giving states more control over education policy. He also increased funding for charter schools and historically black colleges and universities. Infrastructure. Trump proposed a $1 trillion infrastructure plan, which led to increased spending on roads, bridges, and airports. He also signed the Water Infrastructure Act, improving the nation's waterways and drinking water systems. Foreign policy. Trump took a tough stance on terrorism, authorizing strikes that killed top terrorists like ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. He also withdrew U.S. troops from Syria and Afghanistan, fulfilling a campaign promise to reduce foreign intervention. Criminal justice reform. Trump continued to advance criminal justice reform, signing the First Step Act's expansion and granting clemency to nonviolent offenders. Energy independence. Trump prioritized American energy production, opening up new areas for drilling and reducing regulations on the industry. He also approved the Keystone XL pipeline, creating jobs and increasing energy security. Government reform. Trump signed the Taxpayer First Act, streamlining the IRS and improving customer service. He also launched the Drain the Swamp initiative, aimed at reducing government waste and cutting unnecessary regulations. Immigration enforcement. Trump increased funding for ICE and Border Patrol, leading to increased arrests of criminal aliens and a reduction in illegal border crossings. He also implemented the Migrant Protection Protocols, reducing fraudulent asylum claims. Middle East peace deals. Trump brokered historic peace agreements between Israel and the UAE, Bahrain, and Sudan, marking significant steps towards regional stability. Space exploration. Trump relaunched the National Space Council and signed the Space Force Act, establishing a new branch of the military focused on space defense. He also increased funding for NASA, paving the way for future space exploration.